Dawn breaks over the Hudson River. Two men stand 10 paces apart, pistols raised. It is July 11th, 1804. Alexander Hamilton, founding father, the architect of our financial system, faces Aaron Burr, the sitting Vice President of the United States. In less than a minute, one will fall, and the other will destroy his own career. The sound of the river muffles the quiet breathing of both men. Seconds, Nathaniel Pendleton for Hamilton, William Van Ness for Burr. The command is given.
Gentlemen,
Present.
come to the ready.
Two shots echo through the air. Hamilton's body crumbles to the ground. Burr lowers his pistol. This was not merely a duel. It was the tragic end of a rivalry that had defined an era. A story of politics, pride, and principle colliding in a young republic still unsure of its soul. Alexander Hamilton was born out of wedlock on the Caribbean island of Nevis. His father, James Hamilton, was a Scottish merchant who left the family when Alexander was a child. His mother, Rachel Fawcett, died when Hamilton was around 11. Orphaned and impoverished, he worked as a clerk in St. Croix until a local benefactor noticed his brilliance and funded his passage to the American colonies. Aaron Burr, by contrast, was born in Prestige in Newark, New Jersey in 1756. His father, the Reverend Aaron Burr Sr., was the second president of the College of New Jersey, now Princeton. His mother, Esther Edwards Burr, was the daughter of the renowned theologian Jonathan Edwards. By the age of 13, Burr entered Princeton, graduating in 1772 with honors. Two men of intelligence and ambition, one an outsider, fighting for recognition, and the other a prodigy from an established family. Their paths would cross repeatedly, and every encounter would deepen the divide between them. The American Revolution gave both men their first taste of glory. Hamilton, joining the Continental Army in 1776, quickly rose through the ranks to become General George Washington's aide-de-camp. His pen-drafted orders, manifestos, and battle strategies helped hold the army together. He longed for field command, and finally earned it at Yorktown in 1781, leading a daring assault on a British redoubt. Burr also fought with distinction. He served briefly under Benedict Arnold, endured the freezing march to Quebec, and later fought at the Battle of Monmouth. Yet while Hamilton earned Washington's enduring trust, Burr's independent streak alienated the general. Burr's health failed him, but his courage was never questioned. After the war, Hamilton pursued law in New York City. Burr did the same. Both built thriving practices, often facing each other in court. While Hamilton saw law as a path to national reform, Burr viewed it as a means for personal advancement. The seed of rivalry took root. Hamilton's influence expanded as he helped craft the Constitution in 1787 and co-authored the Federalist Papers. Burr, ever pragmatic, aligned with the emerging Democratic Republicans led by Thomas Jefferson. They would soon find themselves on opposite sides of the nation's first great political divide. By 1790, Hamilton was the nation's first Secretary of Treasury. His policies, a national bank, assumption of state debts, and industrial encouragement laid the financial foundation for the United States. Yet those same policies made him enemies. Jefferson and Madison saw Hamilton's system as a monarchy in disguise. Burr, meanwhile, sensed opportunity. In New York's volatile politics, Burr built a loyal network, a proto-political machine, by appealing to the disenfranchised. The election of 1800 would turn their rivalry from irritation to enemies. When Thomas Jefferson and Aaron Burr tied for the first presidency, the decision went to the House of Representatives. Hamilton, though, no friend of Jefferson's, threw his support behind him. He called Burr dangerous and unprincipled. Jefferson won. Burr became vice president. In 1804, Burr's term as vice president neared its end. Denied renomination by Jefferson, he ran as governor of New York. Hamilton, still powerful within the Federalist ranks, campaigned vehemently against him. A letter by Dr. Charles Cooper, published in Albany Register, quoted Hamilton as having expressed a despicable opinion of Burr. Burr, feeling his honor insulted, demanded a retraction. Hamilton's replies, evasive yet defiant, refused to recant. In early July, Burr sent a formal challenge. Hamilton accepted, though he confided to family and friends that he intended to throw his shot away. These pistols that were used were the same pistols used in a fatal duel used by Hamilton's son. The seconds marked 10 paces. Pendleton won the coin toss, granting Hamilton his preferred position facing north. At approximately 7 a.m., the men took aim. Hamilton's shot struck a tree branch above Burr's head. Burr's bullet hit Hamilton in the lower abdomen, fracturing a rib and lodging near his spine. He fell instantly, saying, "This is a mortal wound." Dr. Hossack rushed forward. Burr stepped toward Hamilton, but he was quickly ushered away by vendettas. Within minutes, Hamilton was ferried back to Manhattan, where he lingered for 31 hours before dying at 2 p.m. on July 12th. Newark's coroner declared Hamilton's death a homicide. Burr was charged with murder in New York and New Jersey, but political influence, jurisdictional confusion, and time kept him from trial. By late 1805, the charges had faded, but Burr's reputation was destroyed. He continued his career in isolation, later accused of treason in 1807 for a failed Western expedition. He was acquitted, but his public life never recovered. Alexander Hamilton's death turned him into a martyr for Federalist ideals. His writings, economic systems, and vision for a strong central government outlived him. Aaron Burr lived for more than 3 decades after the duel, dying in obscurity in 1836. He never publicly repented, though he once said quietly, "I should have known the world would never forgive me." In the centuries since, historians have debated who truly bears blame: the prideful Hamilton who courted death, or the resentful Burr who pulled the trigger. The duel ended 2 lives, one in a body, the other in a reputation, and stands as America's most infamous act of political violence. Weehawken remains silent now. The cliff is overgrown, the river calm, but beneath the soil lies the echo of that morning